Will this 2000 Chrysler Grand Voyager with only 114,000 miles run after 8 years. And it fires right up. I just pulled in the driveway with the 2000 Chrysler Grand Voyager. We've got 114,154 on the clock, and I think I figured out all the weird gremlins. So remember how the blinkers wouldn't work sometimes? And then we had the ABS light come on, and then we also had the airbag light come on. It's a sticky ignition switch. You wiggle it just right, and everything either starts working or stops. Here, I'll demonstrate. See that? ABS light just came on. Radio just came on. The ABS light's out. And then the airbag light, radio's off. Radio's on. Yeah, it's a sticky ignition. Maybe pull that out and clean that up if we can. It shouldn't be that hard to get out, actually. But that's all it is. It seems to, I've been 3 for 3 on vehicles with sticky ignitions. Turnip was like that. What is the next other vehicle I'm thinking of? There's another one that's like this. This one. Turnip, and heck, I can't think of what other. There's another one that I have that had a sticky ignition issue. Anyway, that's all that is. Anyway, ran and drove fantastic. No problems aside from that, which is nothing really. So, Rust Bucket here has run into her first problem that caused me an issue. I actually left me stranded here. I'm at Target now, but I was in traffic, and wait. Oh, she's come down. All of a sudden, I saw the heat light come on, and I was like, wait. And then I was gauge was at about 3/4 as I was coming out of traffic, and I made it to the AutoZone, which is over a ways over there, just before it pegged the heat gauge, shut it down, and then it boiled over. So when I pulled into the AutoZone, the rad fans weren't running. I guess what cued me into this first is all of a sudden I lost air conditioning, and then I looked down at the heat gauge, and all of a sudden the heat light comes on. Notice the gauge is climbing past 3/4. Like I said, I made it into the AutoZone before I cooked it while it was running. But then she boiled over, and it's calmed down now, and then I let it cool down while I was at AutoZone. I picked up some coolant. I was actually in there to get some refrigerant for something else, and I let it cool down enough that I made it over here to Target so I could get some water so I can cool the radiator off here. Because I got to cool it off enough that I can pop this cap open so I can fill it back up. But what happened is, and I figured this out really quickly because this has happened before. It's actually a recall on this. Well, recall on the relays down there. What happened is this right side rad fan seized up. It's seized. That motor's shot. That rad fan blew. And what happened is it kept trying to run the fan, and the resistance got so hot. There's a radiator fan relay down here mounted on the side of the lower rad support, and it melted the rad fan relay. So now it kicked the cooling fan off. and I had no fans, and I was stuck in traffic, rush hour traffic over there. Well, it cooked it. So hopefully we didn't cook the thing too bad. I hope not, because this was a really good, healthy motor. But unfortunately, we overheated here. And now if I wasn't in traffic, it wouldn't have been a big deal because I would have had flow going through the radiator, but we were stuck in traffic. And of course, it's a 90-degree day today. That's the day that radiator fan would fail, because they were both working and they were both free. I physically checked them myself. And that's the day this one decided to, I'm done. Why wouldn't it? But we'll get her going here, and I should be able to get on to 169 and not get stuck in traffic again, hopefully. If we do, I've got some more water here. I'll keep 2 jugs. We have whatever we got in coolant here, because it overflowed and dumped a bunch out. Got her open. She's definitely low. It's not that low though, but it's low, so I'll fill it up and we'll get it running here and we'll rebleed it. Got it running here. I unplugged the air conditioner. Remember that was unplugged when we bought the van? Well, I got that unplugged now, so that doesn't try to run, because it'll try to run to dehumidify the interior, because I got the heat cranked in here. Try to get heat in here anyway. We're sitting pretty on cooling. It seems to be running okay. So we'll let's see if we can get her home quick. Well, I think we're all right. She's running okay. Temp gauge is looking good. I mean, now that we've got airflow through the radiator, it's fine. It's just losing your radiator fans like that in traffic on a day like that, it with the air conditioning on, not a good situation. But it's dummy lights what saved me there, because I didn't catch the heat gauge. I was just sitting in traffic. I guess I wasn't paying attention to it. I noticed the AC kind of went a little dull at idle there when I was sitting in traffic. All of a sudden I look up and the heat light comes on. I look down and bam, she's a 3/4 and she's climbing. So, but I think we did all, I don't think we cooked it too bad, because it wasn't running when it was pegged. I had it shut off before then, so yeah, hopefully we didn't do any damage to head gaskets, warp any heads. I don't think we got it that hot, because we didn't run it hot. That's what gets you. So I think we'll be okay. I guess I'm gonna bring this home and I'm gonna park it, and I'm gonna pull out probably Turnip, because Turnip's got the best AC aside from this one, and because it's gonna be even hotter tomorrow. So I guess we'll figure out if Turnip can take the heat. But yeah, not a good deal. But what do we got on this thing since we're talking? 312 miles since we got it running and driving, so that's pretty good. I'll leave it at that and get back to driving here. Well, we got her home. It didn't really overheat at all, but I got it running here just with the garden hose on it, just to keep it cool. And I don't know why I'm running it, to be honest, but it's sitting fine. I just want to make sure the engine's all right. Seems to be. Otherwise, I got these 2 gremlins up here. See which one's got the best AC. This one's sitting here running, it's cold. Apparently this one must have a slow leak or something in it, because the compressor, it must be low. It's kicking on and off right now. So we're gonna check and we'll see what I can do about that. But I might be driving gray van tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see. One of these 2 anyway. A little bit of that ought to fix her. We're sitting good. It's 88 degrees out, maybe a little more. I should be aiming for about 40 on the low side. But that ought to help a little bit, hopefully. If that doesn't fix it, we'll have to redo a bunch of O-rings or start looking. All right, it's 8 o'clock at night. It's windy. It's kind of raining, and we've got the 2000 Chrysler Grand Voyager SE pulled up front here because it, as you know, overheated on me because the radiator fan seized up and then blew out the fan relay and killed the other fan, because that is very good thing to happen in rush hour at 90-degree weather with the AC cranked. Anyway, she survived. We're here. I just got done working on that all day. Barry, the 93 Caravan. All new brakes and some suspension stuff. But we're gonna try swap this out tonight. That way I've got room tomorrow to work on some other stuff. So this actually should be a pretty quick swap. We're gonna pull the unbolt the top of the bumper here, pull the plastic cover back here, unbolt the air box. We're gonna unbolt the upper rad support, get that out of the way. We should have clear access to the fan, pull the fan out, should be able to get at the relay, which I believe on the 2000 is up higher here. It's not down in the bottom buried like the earlier ones where they would overheat, but it's in there somewhere. So we're gonna knock that out quick. I'm just gonna throw you on the bench here on the tripod, and we'll just time lapse it quick and we'll just have her done. Well, I found where they moved the fan relay to, and, well, it's in an easier spot, but they are not very nice people. So, it's down here under the headlight, but you take this headlight out, and then you got this little plastic, like, air dam, and then he's got one screw in him, and then it just pops out, and then he's out of the way, and then you got your little relay here. But, our little relay here appears to be riveted in. Riveted. Why would you do that? They must have really thought they had it fixed when they did that, huh? They riveted it. You gotta be kidding me. Okay, I guess we gotta drill out some rivets. And then I don't know what I'm gonna put it back. Self-tapping screws, maybe? That might be a bit of an upgrade. An improvement, maybe. But they riveted it. Great. Otherwise, got our fan out. He's over here. Look how pretty it is outside right now. So the storm's kind of passed. And we've actually got the sun was just up. It's kind of setting now, but it's like way oranger than the camera makes it look. There's actually a rainbow over here. If you see that. Thundering, lightning, rainbow. Look at that. I'm surprised the yard light isn't on. Well, it appears I did not finish. There's the radiator fan still. However, it did solve our dilemma with the rivets in the cooler fan relay thing. Controller box. So what I did is I unplugged it, and then I put the cover back on, and I left it there. What I have done is I have decided we're going to put it back in the factory location that still has all of the holes slotted for it on the frame, so it'll be fine. It'll last for who knows how long. We'll see. Helps if you got good fans that don't cause resistance in the wires to heat the thing up. That's what seems to have cooked them all for me so far, the ones that I've had issues with. It's happened more than once. But that should be fine. And yeah, because that's all they did, it looks like, for the fix, because the wire harness is still the same. Still has the holes in it. They just rerouted it and put it there and added that little plastic cover. Kind of neat, but I'm not dealing with the rivets. So I didn't care enough last night, and I don't care enough this morning. Anyway, I'm going to slam that guy in it quick, and we'll be done. And then I got to take this to Mankato, which is about an hour drive, and we got to pick up a transmission jack to deal with that thing. So that'll be our test. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, one of the inspectors is here. I'm not done yet. Hey. Hey. Coco, hey, yeah, you. Yeah, you. Rawr. Oh, look at that. Look what's running. Both fans spinning, AC's running. Fans running. That obnoxious noise is the intake, the air box not being fully on. But she's going. And, well, I first fired it up and the fans didn't kick on. And then I realized the actual relay, not the little controller guy, was blown, or fuse. The actual fuse is blown. So it blew the 40 amp fuse out of it. So I wonder if that relay is fine. It could be fine. But, I mean, I guess I could pull the headlight and I could find out, but I might. I'll pull the headlight, we'll find out quick. But, this guy was blown, so I stole the ABS one for now. I'm gonna go downstairs and I'm gonna dig one out, but that guy was blown for sure. So I wonder if I could have swapped the fuse, plugged the other fan in, and got away with it. I guess we'll find out. Looks like that controller does in fact work. It's spinning the fans. So the relay saved it. Or fuse saved the relay. Yeah, that little guy survived. Alright. I'll admit I was wrong and I probably should have checked that first. But usually those cook, so I was sure it was dead. Alright. Well, that's fine. I guess I just need to get a fuse. A little 40 amp square fuse. I'm sure that'll cost an arm and a leg at the auto parts store. No! But, yeah, I guess I'll take my good one out, put him back in the box, and we'll save him for when this one fails, or another one, you know. String bean could have this issue at some point, you never know. And that should work for it. So we'll get that back out of there. I should be able to squeeze it out with the fans in. And then I'll get the sport on and we're good to go. Alright, all done, all buttoned up. And we should be good to go. Let's find out. Imagine it just doesn't work for some reason. That'd be great. Something else I do know I need for this is an ignition switch. I think we've talked about this. This ignition switch is funny. When we're on, sometimes it doesn't like work. Like if the fans don't kick on, I'll get two lights here, ABS and is it brake or whatever. Those two lights will be on and I won't get any like accessory power. Right now, it's working. Maybe just take it out and clean up. It's probably corroded contacts or something. So I wiggle it, it works. Right now, AC is on. Fans should kick on any minute now. Any minute now. There they go. And we're good. Shouldn't overheat anymore. Awesome. And I guess that'll do it for now on this 2000 Chrysler Grand Voyager. I think we call it Rust Bucket, right? I mean, I fixed all of the rust. There's no rust left in it, so I don't know why we would call it Rust Bucket. See, there's none there. It's all been professionally repaired. All of it. I don't see any rust color. None. There's no rust. But, anyway, she's back on the road again. So, that'll do it, I think, hopefully. Hopefully we have no issues. Well, looky what I hauled home from the junkyard today. I went for a front right fender. Oh, Inspector Cat. She knows she's not supposed to be in there. She knows. Isn't that right? Immediately jumps out when she hears me. I went for a front right fender for string bean over there, and I came home with this. So that's 2 Town & Country front seats. That is 2 rear trim pieces. There's some floor mats in there. And if we pop around to the side here, there's an entire carpet that arguably is not all in that good shape, but it doesn't smell. There's 4 door panels, a passenger front fender for string bean. That just so happens to be paint code PTE, and a driver fender for this van. And then I think there's an ABS line that I need for the front left because this one broke off. Yeah, and I mean, honestly, I might put that fender, the front right, on here and get rid of this one and use this on the string bean, because string beans is just a temporary fender to get it so it has one at all. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to do some playing around. There was a 98 Town & Country at UPO, and it was a PTE champagne, and it had good interior that did not smell. This, you guys wouldn't know, but this interior, I tried my darndest. But I think that like the hatch was left open and the cats or hay bales or something. I cannot get the smell out of that carpet. I tried. So we ended up with carpet, and I was like, well, I'll get the seats. Well, but if I get the seats, I've got the Town & Country fabric, so I got to upgrade the door panels and everything. It's like, well, I might as well go full wood grain, and now we're going to go full Town & Country LX interior in this 2000 Chrysler Grand Voyager. I like this fabric better. These are nicer seats too. So yeah, we've got a little bit of work ahead of us. We got to rip the interior back out of this thing at some point here and redo it again. Also, got to clean this carpet first. Well, we'll see. I don't want to like pressure wash it, but like I might take the extractor to it because it's got the double matte backing that's like still decent. So I don't want to like soak it. But yeah, we got some parts. Definitely got some good parts here. So this van's going to be done up real nice. Stay tuned. Otherwise, the van did good. It drove itself all the way up to East Bethel today to pick up all these parts. It's 90 degrees out today. It was hot. And AC was blowing ice cold. And, it's like an hour and a half drive one way. How many miles we got on this thing now? You guys might as well get updates, right? The radio down. We're at 114,795 and 761 on the trip since we've owned the vehicle. Fire's right up. Ignition's still a little. See that? No fan. There it goes. And then the airbag light will go out and the ABS light will go out. And then once we get driving, the ABS light will come on because the front left ABS, like the line, like the little fitting broke off of the spindle. So I have a new one for that. But it's running good. It's driving great. The suspension is shot, and especially driving home with it loaded, this thing floated like a boat. It needs shocks. It needs struts. I've got the struts. We'll get some shocks on order at some point here. Definitely needs them, though. So we'll be back here at some point. Get this interior put in. That is definitely an upgrade. That dent's gone, and then all that rust is gone. Nice. All right, finally time to work on this thing and get this interior swapped out. I got all the stuff out, and now we just got to tackle getting the 2 front seats out, getting those removed. If you remember, our new seat's a power seat. There's our beautiful pigtail. It's already wired for it. Get the center pieces out, get this back trim out because the carpet kind of tucks up under it. I think we can get away with leaving the fronts just I don't know, little I don't know whatever you want to call these runner pieces here. Get those out. Unbolt the seat belts from the bottoms, and that should be it. We'll pull the carpet out, throw it away, and I think we'll get the new carpet set in place, and then we'll vacuum it, clean it up, do what we're going to do with it. And then we'll start putting the trim back in, get the new seats in, and that'll be that. Pretty straightforward, anyway. Oh, gee, this interior looks familiar. It's almost as if we've been here recently-ish. A couple months ago, anyway. How are we looking in here? It's looking okay. Looking okay. Moisture in here. I noticed that. See that? It's wet. It's damp. Why? Why is it damp? I don't know. I wonder if the AC drain isn't doing the drain thing. You know? Because no way, this is totally watertight. There's no way water could be getting up through there at all, ever. Impossible. It could be that. But I'm thinking it's the AC drain. I bet you the AC's condensating here and not doing the thing it should be in draining. How is it supposed to drain? This is the drain right here. I wonder if it's not doing the thing it should. Anyway, it's hot. It is over 90 degrees. I'm sweating. You know, the usual dying. Dying's a good part of that. Oh, you know what? We haven't seen how this looks after the plates are in. And it's not that bad. I can't see light. I wonder if I should come in here with a little bit of fluid film and just hit the back side of that now that I've got access to it. How's that side look? I don't know. Can't really see as much. Probably not a terrible idea to just kind of spritz it up there. I probably should. I probably will. Otherwise, it's ready for the new carpet. I think we're just going to lay the carpet in, and then we'll assess and clean and extract, or, you know, as what I decide to do. But yeah, it's in, or out. See, the heat's getting me. It's out. It is out. Very good. That was quick. We definitely just hammered that one out really, really quickly. So let's see if we can put it together quickly. First door panel on. Isn't that so much nicer? Door panel number 2 is done. Going to the fronts now. So I got driver door panel off, and well, I'm doing some thinking here, and this door panel does not have the kind of light there. It's got the little dummy clip here for the plug, but our door harness doesn't appear to have the pigtail for the door light. So I've got these infinity speaker door harnesses, and I figure we'll have to wire them in quick, and then we might as well try to fit the speakers in and fit the door speakers for the infinity system, even though we're running. Oh no, this fan does have a Chrysler stereo in it still. So we might be able to run the infinity speakers in the front yet. I've got 2 speakers that came with this harness over there, but I never tried them. I guess I never got that far, I don't think. So we might be in luck yet, actually. Or did I plug a harness? I don't remember, actually. I don't remember. You guys do, I don't. Anyway, we're going to try it, I suppose, huh? We'll at least get the door lights, if nothing else. Well, new harness is in. Just doing some testing. I got the switch up. It's actually behind the door panel. Made sure all the windows and everything, all the locks work. And then I pulled the door panel out here and take a look at that. Plugged in the door light, flipped the dome lights on, and boom, we have a door light now. Isn't that awesome? That's a cool upgrade there. So my van had the second pigtail here. So the van itself, the dash is wired for all of the little extras. We just didn't have the right harness in the door panels themselves. So swap that over and we get that, and that's awesome. A few other extra plugs in there too for stuff we don't have, but door lights. Ooh, isn't that door panel so much nicer? Full upgrade here. Speaker's working, so we're all good there. Need to clean it up still, but she's all in and working. Well, the door panels are all done and both cleaned up. Back ones are also done and cleaned up. You guys saw those already. Here's my poor camera view of them. The fronts look good, turned out good. Looks like a little bit of water dripping down there. Yep. They cleaned up really nice. Everything went together great. We now have the nice high premium, I would say, fabrics with a wood grain trim and the Infinity 10 sound system with door speakers, and we have like a door cargo light sort of deal on both sides. Looks good. Looks really good, actually. Definitely worth it. Having that extra bass on these speakers up front. Even if, so these are actual Infinity speakers with amps. I did put the little amp turn on guy thing that plugs in up there earlier, or before when we originally did it, because this is what we were supposed to do originally, which is why I had the harnesses to begin with. But then we ended up going, because I didn't have enough working speakers, we just went and bought some, what are those, Pioneers? They're Kenwoods. Yeah, they're Kenwoods. And we just put 4 Kenwoods in. Now we've got those speakers as well. Awesome. So now I'm going to get the carpet laid in here. We're going to see what kind of shape it's in. I know it's not that great. And we'll vacuum it up. We'll clean it up, maybe do some light scrubbing on it. And then we're just going to send her home. We got floor mats, so we'll make her look pretty. Definitely won't smell. That's the idea here. All of that stuff smelt. All right, got the new to us carpet in. Stained here, stained there, stained there, stained there where somebody spilt their coffee while driving, and a little bit of something going on there. But the carpet's in here, fits well, it's got the double backing, and it does not smell. So I'm going to take the shop vac to it first. We'll kind of shop vac it up, see what we're dealing with, and then I think I'm going to take the house vacuum, because the house vacuum's got better suction, and I'll go through and I will vacuum it out. We'll see what we're left with. I got some like carpet fabric, like foam cleaner that will spray in and scrub. We'll try scrub some of this and just see what happens. Otherwise, we'll that'll be that. We'll start getting all the interior bits all back in and get this van put back together again. All right, there's how it looks after an extensive vacuuming. Looks pretty good, actually. It cleaned up pretty decent for what it is. I actually think it looks worse on camera. But it's clean. Got all that hair out. There's a lot of hair in it. So, yeah, it's clean. It's just stained. So, I'll try my hand at scrubbing, but I don't know that I'm going to do very much. Maybe just some of the high-vis areas like that. The rest of it's kind of mostly covered and unseen. But otherwise, I'm going to start putting the interior back in. Don't really need to clean that interior because we've already cleaned it once before. But I will bring you back probably when we're done, to be honest. I will bring you back when we're done. Wow, would you look at that? I've been busy. But she's all done. The interior is done again. This time, it's done right. Well, righter-ish. We have upgraded to 98 Town & Country LX interior. And with that, we gain the front Infinity door panels, which we inserted and added the Infinity speakers and wiring harness. We gained the door lights on both sides. We gained the wood grain trim on both sides. And then we also gained the party kind of speckled fabric that I like better than the other fabric by a mile. And second row bucket seats and a third row bench. So we've got all the seats in here now. We also gained a driver front power seat, which we were already wired for. You just plug it in and she's good to go. And it does work. I will demonstrate quickly. I've already got it adjusted. Boom, 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 boom. It does work. As you can see, the lights all work too. Everything seems to work. The speakers with that extra bass there, a lot nicer. We already added the wood grain center console there before. Now it matches great. And most importantly, we've gained some glorious, it doesn't smell. Floor mats are in there. I tossed everything. I tossed all the old floor mats, the old seats, the old door panels, everything. It's all gone. Garbage. The old carpet. It's on the back of the truck waiting to go back to U-Polar Parts where they will take it for free. So, but yeah, this turned out great. The interior on that van, I think that van, the Town & Country this came from, was well taken care of for most of its life. It was a little rough when I got to it, but that's pretty well what happens to them just before they hit the junkyard. They get taken around the block one last time. But we managed to save it. Definitely a huge improvement for what I call this rust bucket. I think our 2000 Chrysler Grand Voyager. It's now really a Chrysler. It's a Town & Country for all things considered. It's a Town & Country now. Town & Country headliner even. Remember that? That's a Town & Country headliner. So yeah, this is full Town & Country interior. Freaking sweet. So, I don't think that's going to do it yet for this episode. We'll be back to finish this up here very shortly. We just got to do this fender quick and the ABS line on the front left here, which is convenient. It'll be on the front left. So once we do that, I've also got the wiper cowling we pulled from the junkyard. This one works. I'm debating whether or not I replace it or not. It's just kind of noisy, but like also it doesn't really bother me. So we may or may not get to that, just because to do it, we got to pull everything apart. I'll probably just save it for when this one gives up, if it gives up. I think that's the way I'm going to go. But we will get this fender swapped over, get rid of that giant ugliness right there, and that will greatly improve the look of the vehicle along with that ugliness. So, and hopefully we'll knock out that ABS light that's on. Well, it's only on when you drive, but otherwise that's the only engine code on. I will see you when we get to that. Well, there it is all apart. I forgot how nice the brakes were on this. I took that bracket off this front hose just to kind of save on it a bit. Just in case. I mean, it seems fine. They weren't stuck, but I've got that guy soaking right there, so maybe it'll come out of the spindle. That's for the ABS. So hopefully we'll be able to get that replaced. If a guy was smart, he'd do this strut tower now. He's not, though, so no worries there. I don't know. I could. We'll see. Oh, hey, what's this writing? Hey, what's this? What is this? It says weld and then an arrow. Somebody now weld something? Is that like an inspection thing on the assembly line? That's freaking cool. Huh, yeah, it says weld for sure. And it points down here. Huh. That's kind of cool. I've never seen that before. Otherwise, it's a part here. If we take a look here, I forgot about this too. That cover is so rusty, you can see it's wet with oil. It's porous. So something else this thing needs is I wanted to do drop the pan on the trans and do a change on the fluid. Now would be a perfect time to get in there, drop that pan, and while the pan's out, replace that cover right there, because that's going to be a problem if we don't. Especially we got all this extra access to it. So I got to do some work on that new fender. The new fender, I got to weld a new bottom piece on it. Actually, the piece off of this fender. It's good. Our fender was bad up here. And, well, I guess I'll do that, and while that's curing, we'll do the trans service, you know, while we're waiting for paint to dry or whatever. We'll knock that out. We'll knock the ABS line out, hopefully. And I'll think about that strut tower. What I'm probably going to do is just fluid film everything. Kind of stop her. See up here, we're getting a little rust. We'll fluid film the heck out of that. And this whole seam and everything up there now that I can really get into it. I'll bring you back when I got updates. I managed to get that bolt out after a lot of heat and persuasion. I got it. Well, here's the carnage we got going on. There's the original fender here with the piece cut out. That's our old fender. Now I'll come show you the finished product on my new one. Well, finished welding. I'll be the first to tell you, I think it's on there crooked. I'll be the first to tell you. I don't think it's that bad, but I think it's tweaked like that. But whatever, I'm not afraid of using self-tappers if the holes don't line up. As long as we can get the fender line to line up. I'll be the first to tell you as well that my patch piece is not very good. He's got some skylights there. However, it was okay up here where we welded it together. As you can see, I was able to get that to weld together okay. I burned a little bit right here, but I managed to fill it back in. Ground it down kind of rough, close enough. As you can see, that panel's rusty, but it's solid. What happened is that's the original fender, that bottom piece, and it had all paint on it. And as soon as you start chipping the paint, it's just all rust. Rust got underneath it. And that's mostly from it sitting and in that swamp, and so moisture crept up in whatever little, chips in the paint or whatever, and you just thrived underneath it. Got all this ground down as well. We're gonna clean it up here, hit it with some rust convert, and then we're gonna hit it with some primer and paint, and then I've got the correct paint for it, and then we'll kind of clear over it with whatever I've got. It's $1,000,000 better than it was. It's $1,000,000 better than the piece that was on the bottom of this fender, which is actually pretty nice. Other than the bottom. The bottom snapped off on me before I even managed, because I was thinking about using the other piece and just sanding it. But, and as you can see, we've got the important parts here, and it's not all dented up. That will work for who it's for. Anyway, I figured I'd show you that. I might as well, some of you guys ask welding settings to weld on the fenders here. Here's what I've got it set to right now. And I did some playing around with it too. So I've got it down on between B and A a little bit. Probably could crank it up just a little bit and then turn the speed down a hair. But that's what I did it on with just there. So that worked. And I think I'm using 35 gauge flux core. So, the good stuff. Here's the original piece off that fender. As you can see, there you go. That's what came off of that fender that we just fixed. Now I can throw all this on the scrap pile. And let's get back to work here. Yeah. Progress. It's looking good, I think. Definitely an improvement. Okay, so we got primer on the fender now. And down here I've touched up a bit. But in the meantime, I've got all but 3 bolts out of the transpan. And I've got the last 3 loose. So I figure you guys want to see what comes out. It's got red RTV on it, so I think somebody's been here once, at least, I think. But I guess we'll find out, right? I'll have this flathead with me just in case. I got a nice clean pan. Hopefully it stays clean so we can really see what's going on here. Where did I found it? Okay, so you think that pan's just gonna come unstuck? Or you think it's gonna fight me and then it's gonna splash when it does let loose? I think it's gonna fight me. Great. So you know it's gonna stay stuck right up until it really lets go, and then it's gonna splash everywhere. So, great. Come on, Mr. Pan, unstick. Why I don't like RTV, especially when you gotta be in these things all the time. I can see it moving like it wants to go. Let's see if I can get it to go loose. Come on. This is the part where I fast forward editing me. Or skip or something, I don't know. We'll see if I remember. If you're here, I didn't remember. Or something drastic's about to happen. Could be both. Who knows? Nowhere to pry on over here. I didn't forget any bolts, right? No, those are all loose. Nope, no bolts. There it goes. A little bit. Now the bolt's tight again, so not the cleanest fluid I've seen in the world. Yeah, I think that's definitely due. There you go, I got the screwdriver wedge. Front bolt is out, actually. So it's just the rear bolt's holding it. And they're not really holding it. They're both loose. There it goes. Alright, now my screwdriver's all slippery. Do I get the last bolt off and then not drop the pan, ideally? Okay. Flavor filter do we got? Yeah, that fluid's a little dark. ring, all good there. Alright. Nice. Good thing is the RTV didn't really stick to the transmission, so don't have to do too much cleanup there. Alright, how does she look? Here, let me grab you guys. Okay, how does she look? Got a made in China trans filter. Magnet's got some stickies on it, or sparklies. Who is this? Somebody tell me, 48th week of 09. Made in China, F194, it's a Fram. That, I do believe, is a Fram transmission filter. So it's been done at some point in 2009. I think it had under 100K at that point, if I recall correctly. Bottom of the pan, I mean, it looks okay to me. That, not too concerning, I don't think. No chunks in the pan. Looks good. Okay, we'll clean this up. We'll toss some new ATF4 in it. And we'll send her on down the road, I hope. Well, not yet. We're not that ready yet. But this looks good. I see nothing wrong with that. Oh, we got to get this cover off. We'll get that rotten cover off right there. And then I got a donor transmission right there. That would be a second gen transmission, a 91. But the pan is the same, and I've already painted that pan. So that'll work just fine right there.
Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. This tornado will be near St. Clair around 7:30 p.m. Janesville around 7:50 p.m. Other locations impacted by the tornado include Smiths Hill and Alma City. Move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a well-built building away from windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Repeating, a tornado warning has been issued until 8 p.m. for the following counties in Minnesota, Blue Earth, and Waseca.
Alright, progress update. I got both pans back on, new filter. So the transfer gear cover, I had used Ultra Gray RTV. That's what I had no gasket. And then for the trans pan, I've got a cork gasket under there with some RTV that held the bolts onto the pan side. No RTV on the transmission side. That's all tightened down. I emptied the pan, not there, and then I, no. I got 5 quarts into that jug right there, so it's going to take at least 5 quarts of fresh fluid. Probably just a hair more, but 5 quarts ought to be enough. All of those clouds are rapidly moving south as the storm just south of here sucks them all in. Tornado warning down that away. Y'all can kind of hear it. It's kind of coming this way. I've been lucky so far. It's stayed south, but yeah, all that stuff's getting sucked that way. You know. I got the 3 coats of paint on that fender down there. I think I'm ready to just put some clear on it and call it good. That way that can dry quick and I can throw that on there. And then that will all be done and it will be back together and we'll be in good shape and I can put the van on the ground and make sure the transmission still works. But that's where we're at now. All kind of tore apart here. Oh, we got to get the ABS sensor on. That's something I can do while the clear coat dries, I think. Isn't that right? Inspector Cat 1. Inspector Cat over there inspecting the truck. You guys don't see that as much as me, but green and orange is a good color, right? And there's a rainbow hidden behind all these really low clouds. Wonder what be going on over there. Look Look at that. That's a hidden rainbow. That's cool. Yeah, sure as heck. The wind picked up all of a sudden. It's sucking air that way. Huh. Alright, got 5 quarts added. I've never used this stuff before. It's a TransGuard ATF4 by Citgo. But I got a pretty good deal on it. I don't remember exactly, but it's a lot cheaper than the Valvoline stuff is, and I can get this at Fleet Farm pretty easily. Not have to like dig around for it. And it meets all the specifications for ATF4, as you can see. I think it says in English, yeah, right there. So that should be good. And I mean, Citgo's not like a small company, made in the USA and everything. So we'll see how this fluid goes, because if this works well, I'll probably use this more often than I will the Valvoline, just because of availability and cheapness, to be honest with you. But it's got 5 quarts in it, so that should be all tidied up. I think I'm done with the clear on the fender, so once that dries, we'll be good to go there. I've got the wheel speed ABS sensor all in place up here. I think while I'm waiting for the fender to kind of cure up, I'm going to go on the other side, the passenger side, and I'm going to release the brake hose from that bracket, because I'm not doing brake hoses right now, but I also don't want them to seize up. So I think I'm going to go on the passenger side and see if I can break it free of that bracket, if it isn't already. And then double check the ABS sensor on that side. It's not done the same thing this one has. And then by the time I'm done with that, should be good to put the fender on and see if we can't get it bolted up and lined up and everything back together. And then this van is good to go again until we get to the suspension at some point. And then I don't remember. Do you guys remember? Hopefully by now I've seen the video and I remember how the rear brakes look. Did we look at the rear brakes? Did we pull a drum? I assume we did. I forgot the fronts were good on this. The fronts are nice. They're like brand new. So I think in the rears are about the same, but I don't remember. That's where I'm at. Yeah. Hopefully one of you guys remembers, because I don't right now. Otherwise, it's getting dark. I'm about ready to be done. The rain has missed me. Just barely. So we were able to get a bunch more done than I probably could have otherwise. So I'll probably bring it back when we're all bolted up and we got the fender on. Maybe I didn't weld it crooked, because that fender actually lines up better than the passenger fender did. And I didn't even cut the passenger fender. Yeah, everything's slotted in great. Body gap looks good. I think I can open the door. Yeah, I can open the door just fine. Yeah. Heck, I think I did all right. The clear coat was a little tackier than I wanted it to be still, but I kind of just didn't touch it. Bolted it up, we're good to go. I got to get this trim piece off and get that swapped over quick. I have the other trim piece somewhere. It fell off the fender. I have it somewhere. Swap that over quick, get the inner liners in, bolt everything up. We're good to, well, not good. Remember how I was talking about not doing the wiper cowling? Well, I'm dumb, and I forgot that I have to have it off anyway to do this. So we'll swap the other wiper cowling in. Before I bolt it down, I'll plug it in, just make sure that motor works. And then we'll send that home, and then it's got a motor that hopefully doesn't make a bunch of noise either. So, but also re-oiled up the strut tower while I had the fender off. I got all inside, up and above, and it's oiled real good. I expect that to not get much worse. Somebody's mad. I gotta quit talking. I gotta get back to work here, or I'm gonna run out of time. Well, I got the trim on, mostly. I got a screw to put in up there, but I gotta wait till the inner fender's in. But, who saw that coming? I forgot about that part. Also, the other hole doesn't line up with the peg for this. I honestly cut the peg off. I've got double-sided tape on it. And then I put a self-tapper where the rivet used to be, which doesn't have a hole. And then when this goes in, it'll have a screw there that'll hold it. That should be fine. I think for this, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some tape on the back, and I'm literally gonna use a touch-up pen and paint it. And I think that's gonna be that. So, otherwise, fender's all in, looks good. Trim's on there, looks better than it did without. So I'm gonna get the fender liner in now. Well, I gotta get that bumper bolted up, then I'll do the fender liner. It is currently raining, so I better move some stuff. Oh, how about that? I know it's a little dark, but Look at that. Got everything back together. New wiper cowling on. New wipers work good, or the new wiper motor. Nice and quiet. Looks like I don't have the two plastics on yet, but that's okay. Got the hood on. I got it adjusted really close. I think I could go this way just a touch, and then maybe down. But also the fender, well, the fender really can't go back. It's not really adjustable. Maybe this part of the hood goes back just a hair like that, and it kind of just goes like that. But it's super, super, super close. Look at the body gap there. Look at the body gap there. They're pretty even. This one's a little tight, but it's not bad. Remember, different fender, different hood, different fender. Everything's not the same anymore. And it looks really good. No more giant dent here. No more giant rust hole there. Looks frickin' mint. That's awesome. Now all we got left on the old rust bucket here is we need a driver door and I believe a passenger front door. Both front doors. And that'll be most of the rust I can replace. Except maybe the back hatch, but I don't have that. But yeah, this is the worst door. We can find a passenger door that's nice. It'll look really good. Find a driver door, and we'll be looking frickin' mint. Because the lower rockers are there enough where you can see the body line. So it's like, it doesn't look that bad from a glance. Even this door's not terrible, though. That, I do believe, is going to do it for now on Rust Bucket, the 2000 Chrysler Grand Voyager SE that we have quite literally upgraded mostly to a town and country. We got more to do. It needs brake hoses eventually. I don't know where we're at with rear brakes. It needs suspension. I've got two front shocks I pulled from a junkyard that were pretty well new. Got to get those put in. And then we've got to get sway bar links put in. And then I should go get it aligned. We'll see what the alignment shop says about that strut tower. They might not look. I hope they don't look. Don't look too closely, pals. Rear shocks as well. Otherwise, I think that's pretty well got this van put together. I think we're getting real close. It's 100% drivable. I've been driving it. I've almost got 1,000 miles on it now. I'd say 2 more days of driving and I've got that. I do smell when I take sharp corners hard. I smell a little bit of a fuel smell. I got to look at the tank underneath and I got to see if the top of the pump is leaking or something. Something worth looking into. Also, we should definitely need to undercoat it. I think what my plans for Rust Bucket here, the 2000 Chrysler Grand Voyager, is it's going to be one of the winter drivers. I think we'll be driving this and the 05. I've got 2 winter drivers then. But I definitely want to undercoat it with some fluid film black first, just to kind of keep it from getting any worse. But you know, like, this is what we're looking at here. It's like I'm not hurting anything really because of the way it is. It's got cancer in it. It always will have cancer in it. But if we can slow it down, keep it patched together, keep her on the road for that much longer, it'll be perfect. It's the perfect winter driver. It's something I've got looking decent, but also, you know, it's got rust in it. This van looks nice. That fender, you know how much that fender helps here? You see that? Look how much nicer this van looks. It's looking freaking great. Also, it's dark out. But it looks good. She looks good. Anyway, I think that is gonna do it. I will see you guys next time. Whatever we just happen to be working on. There's plenty around.